Alright, welcome back. For our next field trip, we will be heading to the Timpanogos Caves. They are in American Fork, Utah, in Mount Timpanogos. Now, there are three caves that make up the Timpanogos Caves that are along the trail. The first one was discovered in 1887 by Martin Hansen. He found it while he was out exploring. The second cave was found in 1915 by a family who was exploring Hansen Cave, and two of their teenagers were looking around and came across it. And the third and final cave was found in 1921. The year after that, the Timpanogos National Cave was established as a national monument to preserve them and keep them safe. Because inside the caves are found these wonderful stalactites and stalagmites. Now, for our tour, we are going to look at a video that gives us a tour of what it's like inside the caves, and then we will discuss that when it is over. Alright, now they talked about stalactites and stalagmites and the different formations that are found inside the caves. So let's talk about what the difference is between a stalactite and a stalagmite. Does anybody know what the difference are between the two? Alright, stalactites are formed from the calcium carbonate and other minerals in limestone caves, which are what these Timpanogos caves are. They're limestone caves. They form on the roof of the cave and hang downward like this right here when the water drips down. A good way to remember that a stalactite are the ones that hang from the roof is that stalactites hold tight to the ceiling when they grow. Now the stalagmites are the ones that grow from the ground up. They are formed the same way as the stalactites, but from the bottom of the cave and grow upwards as the water drips down from above. Which is a great thing to remember after looking at these caves. Now, along the caves, they have created a hiking trail so that you can walk through the caves, because they're not exactly connected. There's three separate caves, so that people can safely look at them. And we are going to use our handy path tool to take a look at this trail and see what kind of elevation difference happens once you start hiking along the mountain. So we have this already drawn out for us. Here at the halfway point, it is 6,300 feet, so it's 6,310 feet high. At the halfway point and the starting point of the trail, the elevation is only 5,666 feet. It goes up almost 400 feet in elevation just getting through the halfway point of the trail, which is an awesome thing. Which is why you need to make sure you're well prepared to handle this travel. Now, moving back to the caves, we are going to talk about how these caves came to be connected. Now, the caves, there's the American Fork River. The caves were made up of 3 natural limestone caverns that were connected by man-made tunnels into a cave system. It's well known for its colorful formations and unique helictites in the alpine surroundings. The 3 natural caves contain at least 42 different types of cave formations. And the formations that we've seen in the video and that are within the 3 caves have some of the largest quantities of any caves found in the entire world, right here in our own very state of Utah. The path of the trail is 1.5 miles, and it's paved with elevations of 1,092 feet. Let's see, so here is a great 360 view of the trail. As you can see, they have this trail put right in right here to easily walk along, but if you look, it just goes right down the side of the mountain, so you need to make sure that when you're doing this trail, you're paying really close attention and you're staying with an adult the whole time. And the trail, as you can see, kind of zigzags up and down the side of the mountain. We have the path right here, and then another path right down here, and another path right here. So it just kind of zigzags back and forth along the mountain. So what sorts of things do we see up here on this mountain that you would notice if you were to go on this hiking trail? What do we notice about the surroundings of this mountain? Right, it has a lot of plant life. There are lots of trees growing along the side of the mountain, and there are often animals found along these paths. So you need to be careful while you're going along to make sure we don't run into any. A great place to look for these is at the National Park Service website. It has great information about scheduling a tour, when you can go through the caves, and when their hours are. So if this is something that you would like to look at with your family, I highly recommend checking that out. And that is the end of our Timpanogos field trip. Now that we've talked about the differences between our stalactites and the stalagmites, we are going to take the information that we learned from this cave experience and create our own stalactites and stalagmites in our classrooms. So let's get started on that right now.